me turn the volume up. Right, full blast on my device. Hopefully that's full blast. Wait for people to join. So this is your 5-minute get ready call, ready for Monday. So it's legs today. See on here, see if the screen's correct. Right, I'll just move you slightly. Let's see how that looks. Oh, a little bit more. Tiny bit more. Make sure we get the best view possible. Yep, that looks good. Right then, who have we got in today so far? So Debbie's here, so happy birthday Debbie. Have we got a big birthday today? Hopefully everyone can hear me. If you just let me know what the sound is like as usual. So Natalie's back. Congratulations Natalie. I heard you won last week's prize, so that's brilliant. So can't wait to see the pictures of them when you get them. David's joining in. Another David's joining in. Mars. Oh, 7 p.m. Brilliant time to work out. Another Andy's joining in. Julie. Samuel. And Andy's back again. Yeah, fancy meeting you here at this time on a Monday, ready for a leg session. So what happened to the weather this week? I thought we were supposed to have nice sunshine. It's not materialised. Hannah's here. Well done, Hannah. And Sarah says it sounds good. Brilliant, thank you. Always good to know. Malcolm's back. Yay! Just done 6k in the woods. Well done. Try and keep warm. We've got 2 minutes and then we're going to start. So just as always, if you have any medical conditions which means that you can't take part in exercise, then obviously don't join in. If you've got anything where you know you can't do, just modify the exercise. I'll give you different options throughout. But if you feel anything's hurting or you feel a bit ill or what have you, just step out. It's not worth pushing yourself and becoming worse, and potentially go and see a doctor and make sure everything's okay with you. Yeah, if you've got water, have some water. You might need a sip of drink throughout. We're doing it mainly on the mat today, so it's all legs, but we're down on the mat. We'll do a bit of warm up standing up, but that will be it. Oh, it's nice weather in Wales, Ed says. Typical. I think we've had your rain. What are we up to? 1 more minute. So get yourself prepared, get your area clean, make sure there's no pets in the way or small children to fall over. Or they can get them joining in. Humid run for Fiona. I had that on, I think it was yesterday, it felt really humid here, but today it's just cold. Sonia's joining in, well done. Evelyn's coming in to watch, well done. Yay, Sonia's ready, well done. Gloria in Hertfordshire. I used to live in Hertfordshire. Should move back down there. Right then, it's 10 o'clock. So let's start our warm-up. So, let me just make sure this doesn't time out again. So we're going to warm up the legs, obviously. So we're going to do this little bit standing, and then, as I said, it's all going to be down on the mat. So first of all, we're just going to do some side taps, side to side. Just mobilise your legs. And then from here, we're just going to bring the heels up to our bottoms. So we're going to bring our legs up, do a little squat side to side. So stretching out the quads on the front of our legs. And then from here we're going to do a lunge. So we're going to bring our back leg back for the lunge, drop that knee, then drive that knee through. We're doing it all on one leg. So down, drop, up. Try and bring that knee nice and high, toe nice and high. One more. Let's swap legs. So back, nice and low, knee high. And then we're going to do some squats. So just nice and slow. It's just about mobilising those hips. Keep your chest high, push your bottom away, squeeze that bottom as you come up. One more. We're going to open the gate, get those hips nice and mobile. We're going to close the gate now. And then just have a little shake off. And we're going to go down on our mat. So, starting position, we're going to do 4 exercises all on one leg. We're going to be here with our hip directly above our other hip, legs nice and straight, knee above knee, ankle above ankle. Just support your head so it's comfortable. So you can use your hand here as a little bit of support so you don't roll forward, roll back. You want to keep those hips stacked at all times. We're also going to try and keep that natural curvature in the spine, so we're not pushing our waist down into the mat, we're lifting that waist up. So it's just a nice straight line here. Obviously it's got a curve in the back. Right, so when we do our first exercise, we're going to pull our toes up towards our shins and we're going to hover that leg so it's hip height. Once it's here, try and keep it here so it doesn't relax down in between. If you need to do, that's fine, it's an option. So first exercise we're going to do is lift that leg up. It's only going to come about head height. We're then going to hover it down so it's just short of touching, up and down. That's our first exercise. We're going to rep these. And we're going to do it for 1 minute. The next exercise, we're going to bring that knee down to the floor and back. So you're going to lead with that heel when you kick away. But when I do this, my hips aren't moving. It's all just in that joint. I'm not rotating in. I'm just moving that joint of the hip. Next exercise. your leg is hovering in line with your hip. That knee comes up in line with your hip. So it's not dropping, it's not reaching up, it's going to be in line with your foot and hip, so it tracks correctly. And then the last exercise we're going to do is tap the toe down at the front, tap the heel back at behind. Again, this hip's not moving, or should I say the pelvis isn't moving, you're just swiveling in that hip joint. Okay, so there are 4 exercises. We're doing it all on the one leg. We can do it for a minute on each exercise. So I've got my little timer as usual. Right then, let's go. First one, up and down. So, if you find you get tired, just don't do as many. Just have a little rest in between. If you find this is a little bit easy for you, you can put a weight here. You can hold a weight on your leg, so you've got a little bit of extra resistance. But after a few of these, you might feel it anyway. So again, imagine the heel is leading, so that heel's pushing away, that toe is coming up towards the shin. So we're working the glute muscle here on the side, the glute medius, sorry. Remember to keep breathing. So we've got 10 more seconds. And then we're just going to hover that leg if you're able to. If not, take a little rest. Right, so just hover. So again, it's hip width. I'm not relaxing it down. This is our rest time. So the next one we're going to do is the knee tap, where it comes down and up. Here we go. Down. Kick away with the heel. Keep that toe lifted. So it's all about concentration, making sure that core is nice and strong. Imagine the belly button's pulled in towards the spine. Keep that hip in line with the other hip. Don't let it rotate forward or backwards. And make sure that your waist isn't pressing down into that mat. Hopefully you're feeling a little bit of warmth in that glute area now. Last 10 seconds. So as always, try and concentrate on the form. It's not about how many you can do. Here's our rest. Just let that leg hover. If you need to, put it down. You might want to give your hip a little rub where it's aching. Here we go, next one, track it up, knee raised towards your chest. Again, keep that toe nice and high. You're pushing away with the heel. So it's all about tracking it the way it's supposed to be. Knee in line with the foot, in line with the hip. We're not pushing that waist into the mat because we're keeping that core nice and strong. So we've got one more exercise after this one, and then we've got another set of exercises. Last 10 seconds. So remember, push away with that heel. Keep breathing. Keep that core strong. Here we go, rest time. So we're just hovering. So the next one we're going to do is that tap down with the toe, rotate down to the heel at the back. Don't let those hips open, don't let them close. Let's go. Rotate. So it's all from that hip joint. Try not to bend the knee. Try and keep that leg nice and straight. So it's that glute muscle we're working. Rotating, internal, external. Keep that waist lifted, keep that core strong. Keep pushing, doing really well. So it's the last one of these exercises on this side at least. For the first round, you'll be doing 2 rounds of these. Last few seconds. Let's keep pushing all the way to the end. And relax. Well done. Right then, we're not going to go over and do the other leg straight away. We're going to go over onto our backs. From here we've got 4 exercises again. So we're going to have our feet in line with our hips. Just adjust this slightly. There we go. Right then, feet in line with your hips. We're going to do a glute bridge raise. And when we do that, we're going to do a static hold on the first one. So as you come up, I want to see a nice straight line between your knees and your shoulders. So keep those hips nice and lifted. So in order to keep those hips lifted, you really need to squeeze your bottom and you need to keep your core strong, and you'll feel it throughout the whole posterior chain of your body. So that's our first exercise. Second one, we're going to bring one leg over, put the ankle on top of the knee. We're then going to come up, squeeze at the top, slowly lower, up, squeeze and lower. We're then going to do the third exercise on the second leg. So up, squeeze and lower. And then the last one, we're going to come up into that static hold again. Then we're going to come up onto one toe, reduce it down. The other toe, reduce it down. So it's like we're marching, but we're going to keep those hips really high. We're not going to let them drop. So that's our 4 exercises. So, everybody ready? Let's start the first one. Here we go. Up, squeeze. Really keep everything nice and tight. Ideally, your ankle should be directly underneath your knee. Adjust me a little bit. There we go. So really squeeze. So any exercises that you hold isometrically, sometimes your body thinks, oh, I'll hold my breath. Don't do that, because you'll tire quicker, your heart rate will go up, your blood pressure will go up. So we're just holding this and we're squeezing. We're thinking about where our hips are, so we don't want them to drop, because that's the other thing. You take your mind off it. Ooh, no, we want to be up here. Squeeze and hold. Keep breathing. Think about those glutes squeezing. Peachy bottoms. Last 10 seconds. We got this. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right then, come down. Get ready for the next exercise. So ankle over the knee. We're going to rep these up and down. When we get to the top, we squeeze. Here we go. Up, squeeze and hold. Nice and slowly lower. Up, squeeze and hold. And lower. Well done. Keep going. So really try and push those hips into the air. So if anyone has any trouble with this exercise, it might be that you've got tight hip flexors. So if you've got tight hip flexors, you'll feel that you can't get full extension at the top. So that's something that you probably need to work at. So we're down to the last 20 seconds on this side. Seconds. And time. So take a rest. We're going to swap legs. So again, if you find any of them a little bit tough, just take a breath, take some time. Right, let's go. Other side. Big squeeze. Really try and get full extension at the top if you can. Squeeze that bottom, push up into that leg. Make sure you keep breathing. Seconds to go, halfway there. Might be feeling it in that glute right now. seconds. And time. So we're going to come back into that bridge position. Make sure the feet are in line with our hips. We're going to come up, squeeze, hold, but then we're going up onto our toes. Here we go. Up, squeeze and hold, and then pedal. Really squeeze those calves. So we're obviously working our posterior chain. Those glutes are holding us up nice and strong. Nice strong core, keeping those hips raised. And then we're working into those calves, some of the hamstrings. 30 seconds more of this one. And then we're going to go over to that other leg. Seconds. And time. Right, come down. So we're going to go back over onto that second leg now. A little bit more difficult for me to see the timer, but I'm sure I'll be able to see it on the screen. So remember, hip above hip, knee above knee, foot above foot. Bring those toes up towards your shins. So first exercise, as before, you raise it up. That's your end point, or if you need to, you can put it down. But hopefully, you're going to try and keep them up as much as you can. Raise it up to head height and back down again. So let's start the timer. Let's go. So up and down. So with this exercise, it's not about doing them high, it's not about doing them fast, it's nice and slow and controlled. So we're really working into that glute muscle. As I said, you can put your hand or a weight or something on this leg to make it a little bit more challenging. Doing really well. Keep those toes flexed up towards the shins. Don't let your body relax that. Keeps your leg under tension. And it works that muscle at the front of your calf. Front of your shin even. Last few seconds. And time. So let's try and hover if we can. If you need to relax it down, do. Next one we're going to do is that knee to the floor and back again. Keep those hips nice and square. Don't want them to rotate. And we're in. Kick away with that heel. Keep that toe pointing up towards that shin. Just push away with the heel. So you might find this side is a little bit easier, might be a little bit harder. We've all got a dominant leg, dominant arm. So it's always good to do single leg and single arm work. As I said, push away with the heel, try and bring it back to that starting position. Hopefully you can start to feel it now. Last few seconds. And time. So if you can, hover it there. The next exercise is going to be the one where we bring our knee up towards our chest. Try and track it along the straight line so it doesn't fall down and it doesn't fly out to the sides. And we're off. Push away with the heel. Nice straight extension if you can at the bottom. And keep breathing. You can get those strap-on weights for ankles and wrists. So they would be ideal if you had some of those and you wanted to challenge yourself. Or you can use bands, resistance bands. I find body weight stuff is normally enough. Just get the right number of reps out, you still feel it. Last few seconds. Here we go, little rest, and then it's going to be the toe and the heel. So again, if you can't do this, if it's like limited in your mobility in your hips, just do what you can. If you're here, that's fine, it's no problem. And we're off, here we go. Keep those toes pointed up towards your shins. Keep those hips nice and stable and don't let that hip collapse or waist collapse into the mat. So keeping your core nice and strong. You might even feel this in your abs. Last 10 seconds. Then we're going to go back onto our back and do the same as we did before with the glute raises. And time. There we go. So onto our back. And this is going to complete our set. That'll be the first set, and then we're going to do them all over again. Because I know how much you love them. Right, so find your position. Feet in line with the hips. First one's our static hold. So here's the timer. And up. Really squeeze that bottom. Really push, drive those hips nice and high. So it should be aiming for a nice straight line. Knees down to the shoulders. Nice breaths. Keep breathing. If you think about the exhalation, the inhalation just normally happens. Seconds to go, so we've done halfway. Keep squeezing, keep those hips nice and lifted. 15 seconds. 10 seconds. We've got this. Well done. Come down. Take a little rest. We're going to take one leg over. And then we're going to rep these ones out. So make sure that foot's still in line with that hip. And we're off. So up, squeeze and hold, and back down. Up, squeeze, hold, back down. So you're really pushing up and squeezing that glute. So obviously this is a lot harder than the one we've just done, because we're only using one leg, so it's pushing all of our body up through one leg. And it's going through a range of movement. Although the isometrics always feel like they're really hard, because you just have nothing else to think about apart from what you're doing. Just sitting in that static exercise. Last 20 seconds. 15. 10 seconds. And time. Right, we're going to get ready to swap the other side. It's like a lazy Sunday type position till we start moving. And go! Up, squeeze and hold. Big squeeze. Keep breathing. Try and keep those hips nice and high. As you tire, they probably won't want to go as high as you need them to. Try and train your body to do them properly. Just do them a little bit slower. Or just have a little break. Catch your breath and then go back in. 30 seconds. done. So bring those feet in line with the hips. We're going to go back up into that static hold and then pedal our feet. Right, then up we go. Squeeze that bottom. Keep those hips lifted. Up onto those toes. Really squeeze those calves at the top. So the idea is to try and keep that pelvis as stable as possible. You do that by pulling your belly button in towards your spine, squeezing that bottom. Seconds, then we get a little rest before we start it all over again. Seconds. And time, roll back down. So that's halfway through. Have a drink. Oh, Adie's watching. Oh, Vince is watching. Hello, Vince. Jason's watching. So I don't know how everyone found those. Hopefully you're feeling your bottom a little bit now. I think I might actually take my jacket off. Got a little bit warmer. Right then, so we've got no questions. We're going to start the second round. So we're going to go straight on to those leg exercises, so onto that first leg. So again, make sure hip above hip, knee above knee, toes are coming up towards our shins. And here's our timer. Up, squeeze and down. So as before, don't let that waist push down into the mat. Try and keep it lifted so our spine's nice and level. If you can, try and keep your head in a nice straight line too. I've got a tendency of crooking mine up, which isn't great. Oh, Karen's with us now as well. Hope you're joining in, Karen. Here we go, last 15. Coming up for a rest, it's your choice whether you relax it down or you can stay with me and let it hover. And here we go, so I'm going to hover, see what you're going to do, and then we're going to drop that knee down to the mat, kick away with the heel. Here we go, knee, heel, brilliant. So keeping those hips nice and stable. Really push away with that heel. Imagine there's a piece of string pulling it away. So you lengthen in between each one. Should really feel those glutes now on the second round. Tired them out on the first one. We work them on the second one. Keep breathing, keep pushing. Try and keep that form nice and strong. Last 10 seconds. And time. So you're going to hover or are you going to relax it down? It's your choice. And then it's going to be knee to chest. Here we go. Push away with that hip. Try and make sure it tracks in a nice straight line. hopefully your glute is saying, hello, here I am. Can you feel me? Last 15. Then we've got one more exercise this side. Last 5. Here we go, rest. And then it's the toe and the heel. Keep that hip nice and stable. And go, toe and heel. Rotate into that hip. As I said, you don't need to do the full thing if you can't. Just rotate that toe out and in. So really working those muscles. Stabilise yourself with your hands. Stop yourself rolling forwards or backwards. Keep that waist lifted. Doing really well. Last 20 seconds. Last few seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There we go. So we're going to go straight over into those glute raises. So make sure your feet are in line. Come up into that static hold. Here's our timer. Up, squeeze, hold. Keep those hips nice and high, nice and square. Really squeeze that bottom. Keep breathing. So every time you think those hips are going to drop down, push them up. If you've got a mirror, see if you can look at yourself. Make sure there's a nice straight line all the way down. Seconds to go. 15. Re-squeeze that bottom. You shouldn't get any pain in your lower back because your core's nice and strong and your bottom's nice and strong, so it's holding you in that position. And down we come. So we're getting ready for those first set of raises and lowers. And let's go. Up, squeeze, and lower. So again, hold that position nice and strong at the top. Nice and slow and controlled on the way up. Nice and slow and controlled on the way down. Keep breathing. So don't compromise your form. If you need to take a break, take a break. 30 seconds to go. Really push with that glute. Might be tired, but you can still do it. 10 seconds. And time. Right, so get ready to change sides. Other leg over. Make sure you're still in position. Nice deep breaths. And let's go. Up, squeeze, hold, and come down. Up, squeeze, hold, and down. Really, really push that hip up nice and high. Full use out of that range of movement. Really make that glute work nice and hard. Seconds, we're halfway there. Whoa, we're halfway there. Please excuse my singing. heels. And then we're just going to finish off with one set of legs on the other side, and then we're done. So I'm not doing any more of these glute raises, you might be pleased to hear. Last 30 seconds. Yay, down we come. Right then, other leg. Finish us off. Oh, Julie's glutes are on fire. I'm glad to hear it. Right then, let's do this last side just to finish off this side's of fire. Buns of steel at the end of this. Right then, make sure hip above hip, knee above knee, ankle above ankle. Bring those toes up to the shins. And we're off. Raise and lower. So try and keep that everything nice and rigid. Radiate through. Keep that core nice and strong. Make sure it's not pushing down into that mat. Those hips stay in line. Not rotating forwards or backwards. Keeping our form nice and strong. Always think of this exercise as the warm-up for the others, just to tire that muscle out. So now you'll probably be able to find out which is your stronger or weaker side when you do the second set of each of these. So remember, keep that toe drawn up towards the shins. Last few seconds. And time. You're going to hover with me, or you're going to relax off. It's your choice, your workout. We're going to do those knees. And we're in. Knee and up. Don't let those hips rotate. Keep them nice and strong and stable. All comes from the hip joint. Kick away with the heel. Keep breathing, keep pushing. So if anyone asks where your glute medius is, you know where it is because you can feel it. Either that or you must be Superman by now. Keep kicking away with that heel, last few seconds. And rest or hover. Then we're going to bring that knee up towards our chest. Last few seconds. And we're in. Knee up. Try and track it. Nice straight line. Toe high, knee high. Just working those hip flexors as much as we're working those glutes. And anterior tibularis, the one at the front, on our shin. And we're keeping that calf nice and lengthened. So we've got this one more, and then we can do our stretches. I'll see if there's any questions. Last few seconds. Here we go. Hover or rest, your choice. And then we're going to do that toe and heel. Keep those hips nice and level, they're not moving anywhere. Here we go, we're in. Feel like a metronome. Keep that core strong. You might feel as you twist back, you feel that that core needs to turn on a little bit more. Keep you stable, stop your hip dropping into that mat. Stop it rotating forwards and backwards. Keep breathing, it's the last one. We're nearly there. Last few seconds, run the countdown. And time. Well done. Those legs have had a good old work today. So, we're going to start with our first stretch. We're just going to bring our legs out in front of us. Bring one leg up, hug it in. As you hug it in, sit up nice and tall. So we're really stretching into that area that we've just been working. See if there's any messages. So well done, everybody. Oh, Julie's got peachy bottoms. Nice to know. Oh, David found it really hard, even though he felt like he didn't move much. You won't be able to walk down the stairs tomorrow. Evil laugh. Oh, Robin, don't worry. You can join in any time. It'll be on the page, on the Aftershocks page. So whenever suits you, you can join in. It's nice to know that you're here and have intent of doing it. Right then, other leg. Bring it over. Hug it in. Sit up nice and tall. Really push into that thigh. Feel that stretch. Just where we need it. Oh, well done, Julie. You're the awesome person for doing it. Really hug it in. Really push in. Sit up nice and tall. So every time you exhale, just try and pull it in a little bit more. Sit up that little bit straighter. Really feel that stretch. Feel it relax into you. Well done, Nigel. We've all got that little side of us that enjoys the pain. Right then, from here, we're going to take our legs wide. We're going to bring one foot in. We're going to grab hold of the toes and then up and over. Ah, John's late again. Don't worry, John. It's always there, any time of the day. You can do it at midnight if you want. And release off. We do the same on the other side. Grab hold of those shoes or toes, depending on what your footwear is. Up and over. And release that one off. Right then, we're going to come over onto our side. Don't worry, we're not doing that again. We're going to grab hold of the shoelaces, knees together, push your hips forward, stretch out these quads. Good morning, Vicky. Stay safe, yep. Working out in our home. And release, just switch over to the other side, do the other leg. Grab those shoelaces, knees together, push those hips forward. Feel that stretch in the quads. And then we do the hamstrings and we're done. And release. So, yeah, always nice to have a stretch, Robin. Make sure our muscles are nice and lengthened at the end of the workout. So we're going to come into all fours, tuck your toes, push up into your heels. So we're going to try and drive our head through our arms and drive our heels down. So if you have your heels time. So if you aim to bring those heels down, aim to bring that head through towards the knees. I'm going to stretch all the way down through those hamstrings. Just keep breathing, pushing into it. And then from there, we're just going to pedal those feet. So just bring our body weight more into sort of plank position. Stretch out the calves and the feet. That's one of the things some people neglect when they do stretching, their feet. Now we get things like plantar, all those little niggles. And then slowly walk those feet in towards the hands. We're going to come down to kneeling. Turn around this way so you can see. Just come down nice and low. Use your elbows and push those knees away. Really open the hips out. And then from there, nice deep breath in. And then you're done. Well done, everybody. So, glad you all enjoyed it. We'll be back on Wednesday. We're doing the core again. So find a bit of mat or floor space and then we'll be ready to go. So look forward to seeing you all then. Well done. Take care.